So this is a bit of a weird place for me to be starting this recording, because I was just kind of checking stuff off screen. Came here to see if there was any relics I needed to buy. There's not. And then I just kind of discovered that there was a music staff here. So I went ahead and got that, obviously. Let me go turn that in real quick. And oh, maybe I already collected it. I don't freaking know. Main reason I was here was just to check if there's any upgrades I wanted to get. I don't particularly feel like I need more magic, so I'm going to hold off on that. Meal tickets are always useful. Let me see if I... Oh. Okay, I guess I can't get any more. You know what the hell, let me just go ahead and get one of these then. It's not that much money. But, anyway, last time I, ended basically asking if there was any other type of upgrades I should get from like the armor outpost. Didn't really get any responses on that, so I'm going to give it a quick look over, just see if there's anything that I want. Okay, yeah, I guess it was like ghosted out. I think that was a thing. Let's see. Have as much gold. Yeah. I still don't necessarily think I need any of these. Dig up a whole pile. Yeah, see, that doesn't really sound that useful either. I'll probably get these eventually, but I don't really want to waste my gold right now. So, let's go ahead and go to the Hall of Champions then, which I hear I'll be spending my money and then basically earning it back, so this should be okay. So let's see what we're in for here. Oh. Okay. Not entirely what I was expecting. So anyway, I don't really have any reason to address this issue, because if you care about it, then you already know about it, and if you don't, then obviously you don't care, because that's what I just said. But, this is yet another late video, so I'm going to be producing two of these at the same time, basically. And, I was a little bit low on, like, random Q&A stuff, but, I did get a few last-minute questions off of the Discord, so I'll be answering those in a minute after I kind of figure out what's going on here. What do we got? Just the monies. Okay, I am fine with the monies, though. How about you? What's your story? Cultured fellow. Okay. Alright, so in the video proper, the two questions that I got were, what are my thoughts on VR, and if, anybody ever, like, sent me a device, would I actually use it on stream? And I'm gonna answer that one in a bit, along with the, other question that was actually posed in the video itself, which was, what is something that I like that pretty much nobody else does? Because the two questions, I think I can kind of have link back to each other, and I will have somewhat lengthy answers for them. But the ones I got from the Discord are a bit more basic. One of them was, have I ever walked out of a movie? No, I have not. I was trying to think of any kind of situation where... Like, the thing is, I don't really go to the theater very often. That's kind of an understatement. Like, I pretty much only go to, like, Pixar movies, sometimes DreamWorks movies, depending on what they are. Usually not, though. Like, I did see How to Train Your Dragon 2. Okay, what are these? Oh, these get rid of the ghosts. Okay. I get it. But it's like, I basically just the animated kind of stuff. Like, there's always, every year has 400 different superhero movies, which are usually well regarded. I don't really ever watch those. I've seen a couple of the Spider-Man ones, and that's about it. I've never seen any Avengers or anything like that, or Batman, or really just anything. I saw about half of the Harry Potter movies in the theater. I would have liked to see more of them, but it just kind of didn't happen. And just kind of random mishmash of stuff, but very rarely do I actually go and see stuff. As far as, like, was there ever a movie that I started watching and didn't finish outside of a theater? Probably. I mean, I'm sure there's been many cases of that, I just can't think of any specific ones. Or, like, if there was one that I started and it was, like, either so bad or so boring that I couldn't continue. Nothing specific comes to mind. I've sat through some pretty bad movies, like Freddy Got Fingered. Like, I unironically liked that movie when I was younger, and I might still even like it. I would have to see it again to really say for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much my answer to that one. And experience with the Rayman series. I pretty much don't have one. It was a series that I think I was vaguely aware of existing. Vaguely aware of existing, like, as some of the first ones came out, but never paid attention to it or cared at all. And, my first real exposure to it was, when the Wii first came out. Harrison got the, Raving Rabbids game on it, which, looked completely stupid, but he said that it was actually kind of fun. And then, like, years later, my family ended up getting it because the kids wanted it because they thought it looked funny or something. So, I played a bit of that one, didn't really like it, and was subjected to a lot more of it than I would have liked to be. But, that game doesn't really count as far as I can tell. It's, like, from what I hear, the fans of the series basically don't actually count that as a real game, which it pretty much isn't, because it's just, like, it has the character, but that's about it. The rabbits just kind of are these annoying minions before minions were a thing that were overly popular for some reason and got a bunch of spin-offs. Wasn't there supposed to be, like, some Mario and Rabbids RPG coming out? Like, whatever happened to that thing? I don't know if it's still in the making or if it already came out or what happened to it. Okay, where's the... Some of these rooms are still dark. I'd like to try to light them all up, but I'm not sure if they're just not spawning or... This one definitely should have a ghost somewhere. Is it just on the bottom? Have I missed it repeatedly? Yeah, there we go. But, yeah, I think we have Rayman Origins. Is that the name of it? Like, one of the newer ones on, like, the 360. I actually do own that game, and I've never played it. I just... What I saw of it didn't interest me. I didn't care for the art style, and that was pretty much it. There's not really much I can say about it. It's just one of those games like Sonic Colors or Lost World that I played a little bit of, and it just... I'm like, okay, I can kind of take it or leave it. But mostly leave it. This looks like a fun one here. I need to keep reminding myself that I have this charge move. Not that it's really going to help in this boss fight, but maybe for later stuff it will. Oh my. Come on. How in the hell are you supposed to position this? Get out of the damn corner. Well, I at least have potions, or ichors, so I might be alright. I do like how they are now layered inside of each other. Is it actually at least doing double damage when I hit with it? Yeah, this boss kind of sucks ass. There we go. Let me look up at the health meter. Yeah, it looks like it's doing a double hit, so that's cool. At least it's not completely a bad thing that they got separated, or that they got linked together. Come on, jeez. For an optional boss, I'm surprised at how difficult this thing is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to heal real quick here. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, did that. Shit. Okay. Almost died there because I forgot how to use items. There we go. And do I just get extra treasure for that? Yeah. Okay. Well, I made back more than what I spent to get in, so I guess it was not a waste of time. Oh, and an extra 50. Okay. That needed to be there. Alrighty, I think I've done everything else up to this new section of the map, right? Nothing else I have to go back and redo, so yeah, let's... let me get another thing here, actually. I'm just gonna keep sticking with these, because they seem to be the only ones that are really worth anything. Okay, so what are the options here? I remember there were 3 new levels, and I don't remember what the 3 new levels were. So we've got Polar Knight, Tinker Knight, and Propeller Knight. The ice one sounds like the least interesting of the 3, so I'm going to start with that one. Alright, so let me take a minute to learn what this stage's gimmick is supposed to be, assuming that it has one. And then, once I get used to that, then I can take a look at the next question here. Grab that. As long as it's not like Iceman stage from Mega Man 1, then I'm okay. Well, that's not guaranteed, but that's my worst fear. Basically, ice physics that, I mean, we've got ice physics here, but they at least seem manageable. The Mega Man 1 ice was fucking awful, and, that was the stage that also had really annoying disappearing block puzzles, and, sections with randomly moving flying platforms that would shoot that you would occasionally just fall through and die. So, all in all, just a good experience. Then again, half the stages in the first Mega Man were a piece of shit. Because, a Lekman stage was just annoying to get through in general, and when you finally did get through it, you were treated with the single hardest boss in the entire series, as far as I'm concerned. Gutsman had the platforms that would drop you through, like, into the pit, which weren't so bad, but they were a little annoying. I'm trying to remember if there were any other really bad ones. There were only 6 stages, but, yeah, I guess those are the main ones. I like these, random purple shadow wolves that serve no purpose other than to kind of get in your way slightly, and the only reason only reason I died there was because I was trying to dig when it was attacking me with like a freaking moron. Yeah, I'm still waiting for this one to kind of become awful. Anyway, the next question I was given is one that I think I've probably answered to some degree in the past. Well, I know for a fact I've answered to some degree in the past, I just don't remember how many times or where specifically I have. And the question is, have I ever played Pokemon Showdown or done any other kind of competitive battling? And the answer is pretty much no, which is unfortunate because I wish I could give answers that aren't just no, because that kind of kills the entire question. But, back in, I think, 05, actually, yeah, I'm positive it was 05, I did very, very briefly try NetBattle, which was the Gen 3 battle simulator, because that was the newest at the time. And I was only interested in it for the Challenge Cup rules, where basically both people would have a randomly generated team of Pokemon, and you just kind of had to work with what you got and hope that you got a decent team and try to use the best strategies you can. And that kind of stuff appeals to me because I am not into, like, raising competitive Pokemon at all. Even if it's something like just a simulator where you don't have to spend the time, like, breeding and EV training and stuff. Like, if all you have to do is just type in what you want, basically, and you get it, like, that's better, but it's still annoying to me because I don't know, I just don't like that kind of stuff. I'm not into the min-maxing and trying to, like, do the number crunching to figure out, like, okay, I'm gonna need this many points of defense to survive an attack from a Garchomp holding a choice, not a choice band, is it a choice band? Is that the one that makes your attacks? I forget the name of it. But stuff like that, it's like there's all these specific numbers you have to try to hit, and it's a pain in the ass. I just, that's why I've always played the single-player stuff, and that's about it. I'm not opposed to the idea of competitive battling. I shouldn't have to say that, but there are a number of people that seem to act like it ruins the spirit of the game or something, or that sites like Smogon tell you what you can use and force you to follow their rules when they do no such thing. Like, all they do is they try to bring balance to the metagame, and I'm all for that. But yeah, it's just not something I ever got into, and my number one reason, besides the whole thing I was saying about, like, the number crunching and just not wanting to be bothered, is, just the massive amount of memorization you have to put into it. And this I know I've talked about, because, anybody who knows, like, my experience with the Pokemon series knows how much useless shit I've memorized. Like, I know the entire order of the Pokedex by heart, I know everything's type, and what games they're available in, and usually how they evolve, and all this other random trivia. But pretty much everything I know is kind of useless information like that. I don't have all the abilities memorized, which is something I really should get on. If I was going to learn anything else, that would be the first thing I'd go for. I don't really know stats beyond, like, depending on what the Pokemon is. Sometimes I'll know, like, this thing specializes in physical attack, or this has much higher special defense than physical defense. But, like, even then, it depends on the Pokemon, and it's usually only for, like, really extreme cases, like Blissey and that kind of stuff. Like, here, let me just pull up a number. Looking at my gold, I've got 593. Fuck you. Let's see, 593. That is halfway through Gen 5. Oh god. It's 600 is Clang. 590, I think, is Fungus. So Amoonguss, Frillish, Jellicent. I think Jellicent is 593. So let's see. I am almost positive that it favors special attack over regular attack, but I don't know how good it actually is. I'm gonna say it's probably, like, average to above average, but not great. I think it has high HP, and maybe good defenses? I've used a Jellicent before. Like, I don't remember what its stats were like. I'm gonna say special defense and HP. It could have good physical defense. I don't know. But, like, that's the thing. It's like, just if it's some random Pokemon, I'm not gonna know that kind of stuff about it. And so, it's not even just stats though, but it's also like what moves things can learn. A big thing about when it comes to doing competitive stuff well seems to be basically knowing what the opponent could possibly have in store for you. And so it's like they send out a Salamence, and I have to know... I know that Salamence is, like, can be a mixed attacker. That's one of the few things I do know about it, because I've not used one before. I think it usually favors physical, maybe? I don't even know. But it's like, it can learn such a wide variety of moves. You basically have to kind of guess what its moveset is, and then prepare accordingly. Because it's like, if the opponent sends out a ground type that also happens to know a fire move that I'm not expecting, then that could throw me off. So it's like, I have to know this thing can learn the Flamethrower TM, and I don't know that kind of stuff, and that's the kind of stuff I don't want to ever memorize, and that is why I will never really do competitive battling. That, and I'm a sore loser. That's actually a pretty major part of it that I didn't even think about until right now, but I generally don't really play a lot of multiplayer stuff really at all, just because I am a complete whiny bitch whenever I lose, or even if it looks like I'm going to lose. Like, I'm totally the kind of person who would rage quit and disconnect, and a lot of people get, like, super pissy over that kind of thing, and I mean, that does it make me a bad person if I realize that I'm that way, and therefore try to stay away from it? Like, I've had people say that, like, even if I don't play the game, the fact that I would do that is, like, bad enough, and that just seems stupid to me. Okay, so I see what I gotta do here. But anyway, yeah, there, still the two other questions left. I think I'm gonna save those for the next video, because I'm already pretty deep into this one, actually, so let's figure out what we're doing here. This is a very weird mechanic that I'm playing with right now. I don't know what to call this. This is just... it's a double-headed Skarmory dragon that pukes out rainbows that turn into temporary platforms, and it is constantly floating unless you're standing on it. Like, what? This is such a weird combination of mechanics here. Like, if it was always floating unless you stood on it, or if it puked out rainbow platforms, then that would be okay, but it does both. And that's, like, I think that's going one step too far. It's the Tropius design, or it's the Tropius method of, like, just weird designs. By that, I basically mean you have a dinosaur, you have it also a palm tree, and you have it flying. If it was just a flying dinosaur, or just a palm tree dinosaur, or even just a flying palm tree, then it wouldn't be as weird. But the fact that it's all three makes it, like, one of the most bizarre Pokemon concepts. Come on. And for the record, I did totally steal that train of thought from Bogleech. I do remember thinking Tropius was pretty funky when I first learned about it back in, like, 2003 or whenever, but, that specific way of wording it was not an original thought. There we go. What? Oh, so I guess it was just a free chalice. So if I spend mine, does that mean I'll get it again, or am I gonna get a different item now? Let's find out. Alrighty. Oh, invincible for 10 seconds. Okay, not the one I wanted, but I'll try to make use of it. It's like, Phase Lock, it pretty much already does that. Not that I ever remember that I have it. Come on now. I apologize if the dishwasher running in the background is really noisy. I feel like you probably shouldn't be able to hear it, given how shitty this microphone is, but it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Alright, looks like we've got ourselves a new item here. Not really sure what to expect. I would make a prediction, but I won't. Clear space around you. Okay. So just a group clearing item. That sounds like it might be useful at times. I will try my best to remember I have that. Oh, hey, look. A time to use it. Alrighty. What are these little climbing things, anyway? You know, if we're going to be making Mega Man parallels to this game, because I have been making... Oh, for fuck's sake. Have been making them occasionally, that little knight dude that I just attacked there, for some reason just reminds me of the, Sniper Joe enemies. Those, like, green Mega Man things that hold up a shield for a random amount of time and then shoot for a random amount of time. Not for any specific reason, just, I guess, their frequency that I encounter them. The fact that they're not, like, related to any one specific level, but show up in a lot of them. I don't know. Yeah, what is that thing? It's weird looking, whatever it is. Oh, puking double Skarmory statue. You are, you're a little unique. Okay. Pretty sure I was gonna die there. Is this stage almost over? Wait, how do I progress here? Oh, I needed to bounce off those. Wow, I am a smart individual. The House of Particular Individuals. Doesn't matter how many times Joel tells me what that's from, I will never actually remember. This screen also reminds me of Megaman. Not Mega Man, Megaman. Okay. What was that? Just kill 3 enemies at once? Okay, so I'm going to want to drop through the pit and hold down to bounce and hit the ladder. Yeah. guess I don't really have any choice in the matter anyway. Okay. So now that I've seen a decent chunk of this game, I do want to ask, I'm kind of, or not maybe ask, but is not the right word, but like address. I'm still curious why this game got as much, like, good reception as it did. Because it's not a bad game. Like, I'm still having fun playing it, but it's also, I don't really find it that remarkable. Like, I don't know how else to word that. Like, it plays well. I am having fun with it, but there's not that much to say about it. Like, it's a competent 2D platformer. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Like, Mario's a competent 2D platformer, and there's not much else to say about it. So, I don't know. Maybe it was a stupid question. Because, I have frequently complained, or more notably, Martin has frequently complained about the, oversaturation of, like, retro 8-bit platformers that have been coming out lately. But I've also not played any of those other than this one. So I can't think of any, like, specific examples either. I just know that they exist. So it's like, I don't know if it's actually as big of a problem as I thought it was. And maybe this is just, like, one of the first ones to be made and one that happened to do it really well. I don't know. Not really a question, just kind of me being a f-4-f-4-f. You know, a f-4-f-4-f. One of those. And then you'll learn to talk good, like what I do. Okay, this looks like it's probably going to be the final stretch of the level here. Let's hopefully get through it without peeing all over the constabulatory. So far, I've definitely been peeing all over the constabulatory, which is unfortunate, because that's exactly what I wanted to not have happen today. Alright. And then what? I'm trying to see how I would get up there. Did I need to keep that stupid dragon alive? Oh, okay. That's also a possibility. I could just jump onto spikes like a dipshit and die. Okay. I do have 10 seconds of invincibility. The problem is, if I'm ever in a situation like that where I'm about to jump into certain doom, I usually don't realize it until I've already done it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's give this another go and get attacked a bunch. You know what, let's just frickin' use the thing. Like, I don't want to deal with this right now. Okay, I've at least created the platforms. Now I should be able to bounce off of this Boomhauer here. Not sure why I called it Boomhauer, it was the first thing to come to mind. I know who Boomhauer is. I've never actually really watched King of the Hill, but I do know who the character is. And it's not this at all. But I don't know. Okay, you go away. You also go away. You can find my house after you take me to dinner. I very nearly almost died again. Also, it's very nearly Xmas with so many toys to build. The machines are kind of tricky. Probably someone will be killed. I'll take that, even though I didn't really need it that much, but okay. Yeah, what kind of boss fight are we in for here? Let me start with this so that I can dodge stuff, I guess, if I need to. Wait, he has a shovel too? Oh god, he does. It's like a snow shovel. Okay. In other words, sir, you forget yourself. Shut up. Alright, off we go. That's a snowball. That's another snowball. That's a third snowball. Let's just do a bunch of them. Okay. So I can't tell if that big rush move is happening because I'm getting close, or because there's... Okay. Does that get filled in? Oh god. This is a problem. Is the stage just gonna be gone now? Okay, there we go. Oh, jeez. This, yeah, this boss suddenly kind of took a turn I wasn't expecting. He's trying to take out the entire foothold. Not gonna stop saying that quote. Except for when I occasionally do stop saying it. There we go. I think the trick to that boss was just be relentless and don't give a shit about how much damage you take. The entire foothold. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. In the next video I might actually get out 2 levels, because I'm not going to be doing like any side stuff first. So I don't plan on it. Is that everything? Yeah, okay. Does this open up like a little mini thing? They usually do. Yeah, it did. Okay, let's go check it out. Hello, amber waves of grain. We are not enemies. Okay, what do we got? Okay, you're gonna be Crenando here, or Demise, I guess technically, but whatever. Demise is the same thing as Crenando. Like before, I think I'm just gonna kind of bum rush him and hope for the best. I do have a full heal if I need it. I'm sure there's a good pattern to fight this dude, and if I was a good player, I could figure it out. But who needs strategy when you have a gun? Oh wait, I don't have a gun. Yo. 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 Okay. Yeah, I kind of cheesed that one a little bit. I mean, yeah, I do still suck at the game. He's not wrong. And he just kind of turned into a rotating portal from Oddworld, and then that was it. Okay. Okay, so next time then, we'll be doing the Propeller and Tinker stages, which sound moderately interesting. And that'll probably be it, because I imagine that'll take up the whole segment, and we won't have time for this. But, whatevs. See you in a few minutes, I guess.